On this channel, we've talked extensively about how to make money. Also, we've talked about the habits to accustom ourselves to be successful. Today, however, we'll be looking through some things we shouldn't be doing with our money in 2021. So grab your financial journal, because I can assure you, you're making at least one of these money mistakes. But don't worry, after today, you can turn your life around for the better with what you will learn. 1. You're not negotiating your salary when starting a job. Yeah, I said it. Most of you guys aren't willing to negotiate your salaries, mainly because you think you're going to come off as aggressive and fail to get the job. I'd like to remind you that firstly, you have nothing to lose if they don't take you up for the positions, because you already didn't have a job and are looking for one. Or you still have a job and you're just exploring other opportunities. Secondly, you need to set the tone of your relationship with your employer from the get-go. A good employer will do anything to get you on board after asking for a salary negotiation, since they know such fearlessness will be an asset to their company's growth. So next time you have a job interview, be well prepared and negotiate your salary. You might just end up surprising yourself how high these companies could go if nudged. 2. You don't have a detailed idea of your spendings. There's a popular saying that goes like this: you can't manage what you don't measure. I stand by this saying, because how do you begin to estimate how much you're spending? If you don't track your spending, you have no idea if you're overspending, underpaying, or on the right track. The smartest and most successful people amongst us work with budgets. And I don't mean simple rough draft budgets, no. It's about detailed budgeting, where every bill or expense has a price attached to it. They can account for all the money they made within the last 3 years without even blinking. Budgeting is the secret ingredient to success. I encourage you to try creating a good budget within your limits and see the difference it makes. 3. You're not making money in your free time. Considering most of our jobs are very hectic, most of the time, we just want to nap or waste our free time doing useless things. We play video games with friends or go out clubbing on weekends, even sometimes immediately after work. What many of us don't realize is that we're wasting our precious time, the time that we could have been spending making ourselves some extra bucks. If you want to be successful, you have to detach yourself from this money mistake. Take up a hobby in your free time and find a way for it to make you some money. You could pet sit, bake cakes, or even cater at events. You could earn some extra cash, but only if you're willing to better yourself. How about starting a business out of your part-time hustle? Here's an idea. Doesn't a bakery uptown with your name on it sound great? Then what's holding you back? 4. Excessive spending. We all live by the slogan YOLO, you only live once, which unfortunately has us making very unwise decisions. We're all wired to think that we earn to spend. Thus, often, you'll find yourself spending beyond your budget, because who doesn't deserve a first-class dinner because the week was hectic? Well, that's not such a great idea, as it only takes money out of your pocket. You need to understand that money has 4 jobs. 1. To be invested. 2. To be saved. 3. To be spent. And 4. To be donated. Your spending on one of these factors only is a clear indication of a lack of financial literacy. Slowly, without even knowing, you'll have maxed out your credit and will be in some serious debt. Cut out those small spendings here and there, as they ultimately add up. This point also takes us back to creating a workable budget. 5. Panic selling investments. This point is for those of you who are a little further along in the financial discovery journey. They've taken up some investments, such as buying stocks. Truly, with such a great setup, 2020 brought with it a great shock. A pandemic that shattered economic growth and saw almost every portfolio drop by 30%. It was such a great loss that led to many waves of panic selling shares in a single week. Scared that stock prices will further drop and they'll experience losses. The scariest but best approach when it comes to stocks is buying and holding. No matter the short-term changes, you need to resist the urge to short-change yourself. In the long run, this strategy will help you make unimaginable profits, while also restricting your desire to constantly check your account balance. 6. Not having an emergency fund. Money management has remained the biggest concern for many who are keen on their spending. Suppose you're hoping to spend your cash wisely. In that case, you should consider having an emergency fund that caters to time-sensitive, abrupt expenses. Right now, in case you fall sick, can you afford the cost of seeking medication? Or maybe are you covered by a health insurance policy? If you don't have either, please know that you're trading on a rather dangerous path. Some financial experts, however, differ and prefer settling debts before setting up an emergency fund. The smart move from my experience is to keep as little as you can comfortably save without straining on your debt payment. After all, if you save $1 a day, by the end of the year, you'll have about $365. And don't you think that will unburden some of your pressing financial emergencies? In my opinion, it does. Okay, so I'd like you to do something for me. Pause this video right now and do me a huge favor by hitting the like button. If you did, you're awesome, and thank you so much for your support. 7. Buying everything on credit. Credit cards are the things we love to hate. And why wouldn't we? While they've been able to make life easier and harder at the same time. Easier because we can get some items we can't afford and pay for them later, at the cost of some interest though. However, it makes life harder because so many of us have managed to mismanage our credits, leaving us deep in debt. I assure you it's a bad idea to buy groceries and gas on credit because you're buying each of these items on interest, which in a nutshell means you're paying a higher price for these items. Also, this type of spending has a way of making you lose track of your expenses. You should always ensure you pay your credit card bills on time to avoid fines. In addition, limit your credit card purchases to average size purchases to avoid the extra costs. 8. Not having a credit monitoring alert set up. Financially speaking, there are forms of good credit and others bad that may sink you in debt for life. To add salt to the injury, identity theft and other fraudulent activities have become more common today, with numerous hackers on the loose. To keep yourself safe from servicing credits you have no clue about, you should set up a monitoring alert setup together with protection theft identity services. You can check online for such help. From what I hear, these online monitors keep your information safe and keep track of your information on the dark web in case somebody tries to hack you. I hope this information will help keep you safe from unnecessary losses. After all, don't you think it's a smart idea to give your cash a little extra security? 9. Lending money to friends that you don't have. This money mistake is common among 20-year-olds. But don't worry, the good thing is that you'll grow out of it as you get older and learn better. Refrain from the idea of wanting to be liked by your friends, so you lend them money. It will leave you begging people for your money, depressed and with broken relationships, especially when you're trying to make ends meet for yourself. You'll constantly be looking at them spending money on holidays and new clothes, while you think how they would have used that money to pay you back instead. Save yourself the heartache and clutch tightly to your purse, especially before you're financially stable enough to say goodbye to your money without crying. 10. Having unrealistic goals. When we were younger, we wanted to be princesses and princes. We had no idea how people became these things, nor did we care to know. But we're grown now, and we can't live in our deluded fantasies. That's why each of us needs to aim at an imaginable profit, drafting a clear picture of where we want to be in the next 10 years, and a very clear and flexible roadmap of how to get there. You need to have a financial plan if you want to have that mansion, a red BMW of your dreams, turned into a reality. You could even be creative and use a vision board. This will make you super motivated to achieve all the goals you've set for yourself. Check out some YouTube videos of how to create a vision board with realistic timelines. If you need to save up to secure your goals, ensure you keep that money in a different account to avoid dipping into it. 11. Allowing the lifestyle creep to occur on you. If you've been broke before, you understand the entitlement that comes when earning those extra dollars, don't you? There's that feeling when you have money that you worked so hard to acquire and come across something you couldn't afford before. We have to be able to identify our needs and wants separately, and once you get that salary increase, that's not the time to start moving into a bigger house or getting new jewelry. Rather than spending on expensive things you don't need, why not invest in short-term goals that would regenerate your wealth? I'm sorry if I offended you, but as long as you don't have a financial plan, you'll still end up drowning in the same money crisis as everyone before you. I know scribbling down a plan might sound boring though, but this will save you from many financial mistakes you wouldn't have been able to avoid had you not had a plan. Can you say no to an outing during your free time? That's the same reason why you won't be able to deny spending a few bucks from your salary on something irrelevant. If you're looking to escape these money mistakes this year, be sure to follow this advice. It'll work wonders for you. 12. Not taking out insurance. If you're like me and you dreaded picking up your iPhone after dropping it for the 100th time, then this is for you. Take out insurance for your phone, TV, health, and student insurance. It's usually only a small amount that will help you float amid a shipwreck. And the best example of this is the onset of the coronavirus. Many people were affected because they didn't have the money for their medical needs. It's been a devastating 2 years for employers, employees, and business owners all being affected. Imagine the type of umbrella those who took insurance for their businesses had during this time. Be wise and enjoy some of the free insurance companies offer their clients. In summary, it's so essential for us that we understand the money mistakes we make and how to avoid them if we want to be financially free one day. Share this with friends and family to help them avoid making these money mistakes. You'll be amazed at the difference stopping these habits will make in yours and their respective lives. So thank you guys so much for watching today's video. I hope you've enjoyed and found value while watching it. If you did, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. And if you're new here, welcome, and subscribe for more content like this. With that said, have a good day, and I'll see you all in the next one.